Hi, my name is Ade, and welcome to another video tutorial from The Voice Coach.
Hi, my name is Ade, aka The Voice Coach, and thank you very much for taking the time out to watch this video. So what is my enhanced vowel passage development method? It's based around the theory that has been acknowledged over the last 200 plus years by the most highly regarded voice coaches in the world. And that is that basically the development and control of the voice is improved by the understanding of how important the manipulation of the vowels is to authenticity, characterization, and progression in singing. So based around those kind of theory, I've developed a training method which I call the Enhanced Vowel Passage Development Method. Now, the important thing to consider here is the two most important questions as far as singing is concerned for any tutor: the how and the why. If an artist or a singer doesn't understand why and how they are supposed to do something, it's a lot less likely that they'll buy into it. So the most important thing here is for us to be able to articulate the how and the why. So how, we're going to work in a minute. The why is so that we actually therefore control our sound from the bottom of our register right the way up through. When you hear tutors talking about the chest voice and the head voice and the blends and so on and so forth, those are all controlled by the way in which you manipulate your vowel shapes and your textures as you move up through your range. Now, the Enhanced Vowel Passage Development Method is developed through warm-up techniques that are designed specifically to help to build the discipline, shape the muscles, and help you to control your vowels in the ways that singing is best suited to. It's important also to remember, I think, that we spend 90% of our time speaking, and our speech patterns are the patterns that actually dominate the way in which we sound. So when we sing in very different ways in which we use the voice for speech, and we use much more of the muscles, manipulate them different ways and in much more greater detail. So actually, when we do sing, we should have a more purposeful control over the way in which we produce the sound. So the warm-up exercises and all of the techniques we're working on are important in understanding and being able to control those things. So what we're going to do now is go through a series of warm-up techniques that are designed to improve your voice through enhanced vowel passage development. Okay, so we'll start our exercises with the tongue twisters. Now, the tongue twisters are designed to help to start to warm the voice so that you start to move from the speech pattern to the use of your muscles in the way that you would for singing. So the tongue twisters are designed to help you to develop a nice relaxed texture, to help warm up the voice, the vocal cords, and all the different areas of the voice that are used to produce the sound. So it's important to focus on the placement of those sounds. When you do your warm-up exercises, and that includes all of them, you should make sure and ensure that your breathing technique is accurate and that you project your sound with a resonant texture, as you would have done or you would have seen in the Voice Coach tutorial based on resonance. Now, with the warm-up exercises on the tongue twisters, the first one we're going to do is Unique New York. So we're going to take in a breath, a big deep breath in, like so, and repeat 5 times with me. Unique New York, 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 and relax. Don't worry about if you get it wrong, The objective here is to control the voice. The tongue twister is designed to put you off what you should be focusing on. And what you should be focusing on is the texture of your voice, the projection of the voice out, and the control of your breathing technique. When you project these sounds, you should make sure that you aim your voice out to a point about 6 feet away from you. And imagine that you have a candle 6 feet away from you. You're using the air to blow out the candle. So you shouldn't shout, but you should project the voice from your diaphragm with energy. So let's try that again. A deep breath in, and unique New York, 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 and relax. Good. And again, deep breath in, and unique New York, 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 and relax. And again, and deep breath in, and unique New York, 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 and relax. And one more time. And deep breath in, and unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York. And that is your 5 repetitions. So with each one of these tongue twisters, you're going to do 5 in a repetition, and then you'll do 5 repetitions as part of your everyday warm-up. The next tongue twist we're going to do is red lolly, yellow lorry. Again, has exactly the same purpose. It's designed to start to help to warm up the voice, to ensure that you're projecting with a resonant, relaxed texture, and that you're controlling the breathing technique as you project your voice. So we'll do the same thing again. We're going to do 5 in 1 repetition, and we're going to do 5 repetitions. So together with me, and deep breath in, and red lolly, yellow lorry, 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 and relax. Remember again, the idea of the tongue twister is to help you to focus on, or ensure you focus on, your projection of your voice and your breathing technique and the control of the sound and the placement. The tongue twister itself will put you off, but the important thing is that you focus on what you're doing. So the tongue twister is really only there to try and put you off. It's there to trick you up. But the important thing is not to focus on getting the tongue twister right, but to make sure you work on all of the other technique that are related to the warm-up. So here we go again. A deep breath in, and red lolly, yellow lorry, 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 and relax. Now you should start to notice your voice getting warm, your tone being more relaxed and open, and the control of the air from here. So you'll feel the energy as the voice is projecting forward. So remember, it's important that you actually do that with the right kind of intent. Do not try to project your voice to just in front of you. Project the sound out with energy. And deep breath in, and red lolly, yellow lorry, 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 and relax. And again, and deep breath in, and red lolly, yellow lorry, 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 and relax. And one more time, please. And deep breath in, and red lolly, yellow lorry, 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 and relax and take a breathe for a second. And for the last tongue twister in this series, we're going to start to work on a coordinated use of breathing technique and voice projection. So there are 2 breaths in this one. We have a breath at the beginning of the exercise and a breath in the middle. So the actual exercise is as such. All I want is a proper cup of coffee, and relax and breathe, made in a proper cup of coffee pot. Okay, and we'll try that again. And deep breath in, and all I want is a proper cup of coffee, and relax and breathe, made in a proper cup of coffee pot, and relax. And one more time, and breathe. And all I want is a proper cup of coffee, and relax and breathe, made in a proper cup of coffee pot, and relax. So there are 2 breaths, one before all and one before made. And we're going to do 8 on a cycle. And so we control again with the same focus. The breathing technique is our focus, the resonant projection of the voice out, and the control of the different sounds and the different placements of the voice. Okay. Now remember again, a tongue twister is designed to put you off. But we should focus on the technical aspects of this execution of this exercise. Okay, so we do it together, and deep breath in, and All I want is a proper cup of coffee made in a proper cup of coffee pot. All I want is a proper cup of coffee made in a proper cup of coffee pot. All I want is a proper cup of coffee made in a proper cup of coffee pot. All I want is a proper cup of coffee made in a proper cup of coffee pot. All I want is a proper cup of coffee made in a proper cup of coffee pot. All I want is a proper cup of coffee made in a proper cup of coffee pot. All I want is a proper cup of coffee made in a proper cup of coffee pot. All I want is a proper cup of coffee made in a proper cup of coffee pot. And relax and take a breather for a second. Good.